Good morning, everyone. Welcome to LisaBug Calming Yoga. We are in the month of December 2024, and I'm combining a practice that has some active, vibrant movement, but in a calming and mindful way. So I want you to really keep the body, the brain, brain is up here, brain, body, and the breath moving all together. So we have a mindful practice. We'll have a little bit of restorative for us at the end. So for that, what I have is my blanket roll. If you've got a little blanket that you toss on the couch for a throw blanket or a big beach towel, you are just going to roll that in a little, it almost looks like a foam roller. You're going to roll that up, and then let's just set it off to the side. We'll have that for later. If you don't have anything like that, that's okay too. We'll be able to do the poses without. So I want to come to a stand, and we are going to do a technique that helps us to activate the bone building cells in our body. They're called the osteoblasts. And these cells work at remodeling our bone. If they are working appropriately, it helps us to prevent us from having osteopenia, osteoporosis. How they are activated is by stressors. And I think, David, this is called Wolff's Law. I believe it's Wolff's Law. So when we put stressors on our bones, either through impact or through muscle contraction, pulling on the bones, those cells, the osteoblasts, they come to attention and they start working harder. Now, a lot of us don't do impact exercises, a lot of jumping or running, things like that. So here's one thing we can do to create a little bit of shock from our heels up through our bones of the legs, in through our skeleton, and through the crown of our head. And this is a heel drop. So what I'm going to do, I'll do this from the side, maybe it'll be better if I'm on the floor, is I'm going to lift up the heels and boom, drop them down. And I'm creating shock and force. Now, I don't want you to do that too intense where you're going to cause a little bone bruise on the bottom of your foot, but we're going to come up, drop, and you will feel this shock coming through the skeleton. So we go up, drop, and up, drop. So kind of play with it a little bit. See how much shock that you can take without feeling any discomfort. And we're going to drive that shock or impact up through our heels, through the bones of the lower legs, upper legs. It's going to come into our hips, into the hip socket. It's going to come up the spine, all those vertebrae there. And then you can do it more gently if that feels comfortable for you. It takes a little bit of getting used to. Good. Let's do about 5 more of these. And this is something you can do on a daily basis to help you just to have a little bit of edge to fight osteoporosis and keep those osteoblasts, bone building cells working. 2 more. Drop. 1 more. Drop. All right, just pause and notice your body. What are you feeling? I feel almost a little bit of tingling in the bottoms of my feet. So let's bring your awareness to your feet and lift your toes up off the floor, and then try to set them down starting with the little toe, the next toe, the third toe, the second toe, and then the big toe. We'll do that 2 more times. So pick them all up, set down little toe, one at a time till the big toe comes down, and then lift them up. One at a time, they come down. And you might even be putting them down with them separated a little bit on the floor. All right, now I want you to imagine you're gripping the floor with your toes. So kind of pull and release, pull and release. I'm just demonstrating with my fingers what my toes are doing. So we curl and release. This helps us to strengthen underneath the bottoms of the feet. If you have something like plantar fasciitis, really good exercise to do for that. Let's do 2 more. Curl and release. 1 more. Curl and release. Okay, bring your awareness to your spine. We're just going to start to side bend laterally, and don't move your pelvis. So just side to side. Notice where you're feeling this in terms of stretching as well as strengthening. And a request from Joyce today was to do some core work today. And so I'm going to intersperse core work throughout our entire practice. Some of the core work will involve side bending for lateral work of the spine. Some will involve rotation for our obliques, internal and external. Some will involve just stabilization or holding things that are still in place, like a plank. All right, we'll finish to the left and come up. Now take that side bend to the right and hold it. I want everything really stable. Take your left arm forward, bring it by your ear, rotate it back, and turn your head to look up at the ceiling, and then come up. So we side bend left, the arm goes forward, around, you'll turn your body a little bit, and then come up. Side, forward, around, and up. So this doesn't seem like it would be something we would choose for a core exercise, but it certainly is. And I want you to notice where you're feeling your core active and stabilizing as we do this mindful movement. And then just breathing wherever it feels right for your body. Let's take 1 more each side. Side bend, forward, open, and up, forward, open, and up. So our spine does something called circumduction, where it circles around. So we're going to do a little side bend and then go forward and around and up. And right now I'm just keeping my arms by my side, but you can place your hands on your hips, whatever you'd like to do here. And I'm letting my spine C-curve a little bit and round when I come forward. But I'm not moving the pelvis. Staying nice and stable. So we're going from lateral flexion of the spine to forward flexion to lateral and back up. 1 more time. And then we'll reverse that, starting to the left. So this can be a fair amount of work for your core in the back side of your core, specifically in that lumbar region. So if you're feeling any strain here, something you could do is to bend your knees quite a bit. Oh, did you try that? Did it feel different? So bending your knees will free up that tension in the lower back if you have any of that. 2 more this way. And 1 more. Back up to upright. Separate your feet quite a bit more, turning your toes out. Bring your arms up to goalpost. And we're going to rotate to the right and pause, and notice you're feeling this stretch in the hip flexor of the left leg. And then come back to the center, rotate to the left. So thinking outside of the box, this isn't just for our spine, but since our hip is trying to stay forward, it's involving some stretching in that hip flexor. Your arms can be in any different position you'd like as well. Maybe this feels better. I call this I Dream a Genie arms. Do you remember her? She would do her little head nod with her arms in this position to cause a little magic. So we can do this. We can also bring the hands back here. Oh, that changes this completely for me. So just experiment. Your yoga practice is a journey. It's an experiment. We're seeking what our body can do and moving forward or moving back depending on what we need today. All right, let's come back to center. Bend the knees deeply, place the hands down on the thighs. Drop your upper body down in that space and then round all the way up. And then do a little shoulder roll to come back. Then the hands slide down. We flatten the back, come right down through the middle. Tuck the chin and tailbone round up. And finish with the shoulder roll. I'm going to give you another option if you'd like to do something different than just the basic shoulder roll. We'll do a great big arm circle after we come up. And then back down. So I really want you to make this a very mindful, active practice. So thinking about the placement of each joint of your body as you're moving through these sequences. Good. Let's get one more. Maybe you're just doing the small shoulder roll. And relax. Great. Step those feet back in together. Turn toward the top of your mat, sideways position. We'll either bring the feet tight together or hips distance apart. And we'll inhale, reach up. Exhale and sit into chair. And your arms can be anywhere you'd like. A traditional chair, the arms are up, but you can tuck hands into the heart and breathe. So what are we feeling on this first chair pose? Oftentimes for me, it's the back of my ankle that just said, oh, I haven't flexed like this yet today. And this is a nice stretch. Of course, we're feeling the strength in our quads and glutes. Bringing your awareness to the core, keeping everything nice and strong. And then we'll reach up and sit into chair. And pick the right heel up off the floor. And I want you to try to stretch the bones of your toes. They're in flexion here. And stabilize. I feel more work in my left quad and glute because this one is up and I don't have as much body weight holding this position. So it feels like a lot more work in the left side. Drop your right heel down. Inhale, come up. Exhale back into chair. Let's pick your left heel up off the floor and stretch the bones of the toes. Now, if you have arthritis in your toes, maybe this is very small. I just want you to press into it very gently. Feel this right side working more. And of course, there's a little bit of an element of balance here because we're not doing the same thing on each side. So I want to create a flow with this now. So heel drops as you stand and rise up. And then as you come down into chair, start to lift your right heel at the same time. And then your right heel comes down as you stand. Then your left heel comes up. Inhaling as you rise and reach, exhaling to sit and to switch. Take this at your own pace. Good. Once we finish one on the left, we're going to reach up and hold. Now take the arms right about to the front, and I just want you to rotate to the right and open this arm out. You're trying to reach opposing directions without letting your pelvis rotate too much. Try to keep it squared forward. Then come back to the center, open out the other side, and to the center. So I want to add this to our chair with the heel lift. So we'll inhale up. Exhale as you come into chair, lift your right heel, bringing the arms to the front, and open this out. Then we'll close it in and stand up. Inhale. Sit into chair, the left heel is lifting. Then we open. Try not to move your lower body. Everything stays stable. And come back in. Rise up. Sink, lifting the right heel. Rotate. And center. So with the breath, inhale as you stand. Exhale, chair, lifting the left heel. Inhale, twist left. Exhale to the center. 2 more on each side. Inhale. Right heel lifts. Exhale. Rotate. Inhale. And exhale. Rise. Inhale. Left heel up. Exhale. Turn left. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more each side. Last one to the left. Stretching the bones of the left toes. Heel is lifted. We open and close. Then just rise up. Maybe a baby back bend. Lift, lift, lift. And then bring your arms down by your side. Press your palms behind you. Open up the chest. So we're going to do these movements. As we lift our arms, turn your palms behind you like you're rotating your pinky fingers towards each other. And then as you come down with the arms, turn them the other way. Try to reach your thumbs as far as you can back behind you. So we inhale, the thumbs rotate out, the little fingers come together. And then press back, the thumbs rotate, pressing behind you. All right, now we'll inhale up. I'm going to add on to this. As we start to lower the arms, take a little baby step with your right foot back. And then come up, that foot comes in. And a little baby step back with the left. And I'm just tapping the ball of my foot to the floor to get started. Focusing on balance. Okay, we've got used to this. So next time we step back with the right foot, maybe make it a little bit bigger step and drop the heel down, bending the front knee so you're stretching the calf. Then we step in as we lift, turn your pinkies towards each other, step back with the left foot a little farther, push the heel down, and let's alternate. Inhale. And step back, press the heel, exhale. I love adding an element of balance through our practice because we have to have a strong core and awareness in our core to be able to flow through these moving balance poses. So although we don't consider this a core exercise like we would a sit-up or a plank, there is a lot of core going on here. Let's do one more on each side. Now, next time we do the right side, I want you to hold that stretch. So we'll step back right, press the heel down, hold, then straighten out the front leg and shift into pyramid. Now, arms can stay behind, or you can place your hands at your hips. You can bring them down to the surface of your chair or a block, or we can support here a little bit. And we're holding that stretch for the left hamstring. Nice neutral head position. And the back side of our core working and bracing. One more breath. And then as you come up, start to bend your front knee a little bit and then push yourself back up. We'll step the back foot in as we inhale and reach. Pinky fingers come toward each other. Then step back left, push back, press that heel down. Straighten your front leg and shift into pyramid. Then hold your stretch wherever you'd like to here. Just let those muscles release. And make this a soft edge so that you're just taking it to that place where you feel a gentle stretch. Not too much, not too stressful in the muscle. One more breath. Okay, start to rebend that front knee as you rise back up. Step in. Now combining all of these movements, we'll inhale here. Exhale, step back right, pressing behind. Push your heel down. Straighten the leg. Hinge for just one breath. Come back up. Rebend the knee. Step forward and reach. I know it's a lot. Take your time. Left foot steps back. Push the heel down. Straighten the front leg. Flat back, hinge forward. One breath. Come up, rebending the front knee. Step the back foot in. Reach. The pinky fingers come toward each other. We'll do two more on each side. Step back right. Maybe a bigger step. Straighten the front leg. Bow. Rise. Step in. Inhale. Exhale. Step back left. Push into that heel. Feel a good stretch there. Straighten the leg. Hinge. Rise. Reach and step in. One more each side. A lot of control and concentration here. Straighten. Bow. Lift. Step in. Once you get the flow, this feels so nice. Left foot steps back. Are you saying, yeah, right, Lisa? We're trying. It's a journey of discovery. And up. Step in. And just let your arms come down by your sides. Very nicely done, everyone. Okay, let's come down to the floor, hands and knees. So any way that works for you to get there. If you don't want to come down on your knees, maybe Joyce, you might want to stay standing up. We're going to do spinal balance, and if you don't want to come to your knees, You can do it here on the chair as well. Or let's come on down, hands and knees. Okay. Yes, I know what that's like on the first few months after knee replacement to put that pressure on the knee. So use any kind of padding that you need to. Okay, so our first exercise here, I want you to bring your right hand to your right ear with your elbow pointed out to the side, and let's rotate the elbow up. And then try to bring your elbow to touch your left thumb or your wrist. And then we'll reach up. Now this is like thread the needle, but we're kind of taking the arm and the shoulder out of the picture a little bit and putting it more into our core. So that's our focus today. So when you pull up, if you do it with your arm is kind of helping your core. So I want you to do this with that back side of your core and do that upward rotation with your obliques. So if we don't lift our arm way up, it helps us to put more of the work into the muscles of the back. Let's do one more. And then as we bring the elbow down, just set your hand down to the mat. Left hand. And we'll lift up with the left side of the back. And then try to touch the elbow down toward your thumb or your wrist. Inhale. And exhale. Boy, I feel the back muscles a lot more on this side. Probably means I'm a little bit weaker to rotate my spine this direction. Or maybe I don't have as much range of motion and I kind of hit the stopper a little bit sooner. Now, those of you that were working out with me on Tuesday, I don't know if you were sore from those negatives and eccentric contractions like I was and still am, but I'm really feeling my right tricep as I'm pushing away from the floor. Let's do one more. It's still a little sore and talking to me. Okay, as you lower, put that hand back down. Take your right arm, reach it forward with your thumb up. Your left leg goes back. So what we're going to do is bend the left knee and then try to reach your hand back and see if you can tap your foot. Now, I can't quite get it, but that's okay. And then sweep your arm back to the front, straightening the leg. And then look over your right shoulder. It's almost like we're going to grab, oh, I just touched my heel. That was good. And reach it out. And reach back. So we're shortening this side of our waist, and we're working on balance and that core connection. Two more, reach. One more. And then back out to spinal balance and lower the hand and the knee down. Okay, now my left knee is going to have a lot more pressure. We'll see how I do. Okay, right leg back, left arm forward, thumb is up. I'm going to slide over this way from the wall just a little. And we'll reach back, trying to touch the foot. And then reach forward. And I like to put the exhalation as I'm reaching for that foot. And then the inhalation lengthening back out. And this can definitely be done standing up with your hand on a chair rather than hands and knees. Good, let's get one more. Reach long and set the hand and knee back down to the mat. Take a little bit of a stretch for yourself. Maybe a cat stretch would feel good, or a child's pose. Maybe getting off of your hands for a second or two would feel good. Perhaps stretching your wrists a bit. And then we are going to work on our planking. So coming to hands and knees with a nice neutral spine, this is the foundation of a plank. So in its most basic form, you can hold this. The next one, we're going to walk our knees back behind us so that we can drop our hips down and be in a kneeling plank here. Another option, we can bring our elbows down to the mat so that we're not overstretching the wrists. Or we can tuck our toes underneath and lift our knees up off the floor. So I want you to find the plank position that works great for you. And we are going to hold. So we're going to do a little Tabata style plank. We're going to hold for 20 seconds and rest for 10. Okay, relax a little bit. Ready? And plank. So maybe you're going from hands and knees style plank to a child's pose on the rest. You can be lowering the hips down like I am. Anything you want to do for that rest, or you can skip the rest and just keep going. Okay, take a break for 10 seconds. Ready? And plank, 20 seconds. Now you guys remember how many are in a Tabata, don't you? Well, I'm sure if you don't, I will tell you. There are 8 of them. And rest, that was 3. I know. So adjust your plank as you need to for 5 more. Ready? And come up. Breathing. And rest. We're halfway there. I'm going to relax my shoulders a little bit. I'm going to come from my hands. All right, begin. If you're doing full high plank like I am, you can also take it back to down dog for your 10 seconds rest. You can be doing a plank against the wall or a chair. 3, 2, rest. We have 3 more. Ready? Go. 20 seconds. Knees can come down. Breathing. Stabilize strong core muscles. 3, 2, rest. 2 more. You guys have got this. It's a total of 4 minutes. Come forward and begin. 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off for 8 rounds for 4 minutes. Good job. 3, 2, 1. Rest. I believe we have 1 more. Okay, ready and begin. Last 20 seconds. 15. 10, 9, 8, 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. Take any recovery stretch that you'd like. And then we are going to need our yoga strap and to transition onto our backs. So go ahead and bring yourself up. If you need a little pillow for the back of your head, you can take that. So come all the way down onto your back. Just have your strap next to you so that you've got it close when it's time to use it. Now, I know some in the group have some issues with low back when we're doing core stabilization. So I always like to show you an option that's going to work for that. But as we lay down on the mat with your feet bent, or your knees bent with your feet on the floor, I just want you to tighten up your core and try to push your low back down into the floor. And try not to do it by tightening your bum. I want this to come from your abs, and then release it a little bit and push your back down. So kind of visualize there's a sponge under your lower back and it's full of water, and we'll release that. The sponge rehydrates, and then when you push down, you're squeezing and squishing the water out of the sponge. All right, let's do that one more time. Press it down. Now, sometimes the challenge is to keep this pressed while you are breathing in and out. So I want you to try to do that. And we are going to lift up the right knee and set it down. Do it again, but don't release any tension off of that imaginary sponge. So I'm going to have this one be your level 1. Your level 2, pick up the right knee, pick up the left knee, set the right one down, and the left one down. So we go right, left, up, right, left, down. Keep the sponge squished into the mat. 3 more. Right, left, right, left. 2 more. I feel my lower back's trying to come up off the floor. Just really have to keep pressing it down. 1 more. Then both feet are down. Press up into a bridge, any height, and hold. Now, if level 1 was still problematic with lower back issues, then you can set the leg you're not lifting up onto a chair and just have it supported there, or maybe even a block. Okay, let's come back down. Take a breath in, then squish the sponge down, hold it. Level 1, we go left knee up and lower. Left. Good, you can stay with this one. Absolutely. Or we go left, right, up, up, left, right, down, down. Keep pressing that low back into the floor. 3 more. Really good core stability. 2 more. Wow. 1 more time. A lot of work. Both feet down. Lift up into bridge. So that gives the chance for our abs to kind of soften and relax while we're putting the work into opposing areas of our body, hamstrings, glutes, and a little bit of the back side of the core. Okay, let's come back down. We'll inhale, prepare, exhale, press into the sponge. Level 1, just straighten your leg long and then bring it back in. Same one, right leg, straighten it long and bring it in. Level 2, it's long and then it lifts and we bend. Press it out long, lift and bend. 3 more. Pressing that low back down. 2 more. And I've got my ankle flexed so I can really feel that stretch in the back of the leg. Okay, from here we'll hold a hamstring stretch. So this is where we can use our strap. Okay, so if we keep this left knee bent, we can very easily keep our low back on the mat. It makes the hamstring stretch a little bit more successful, but we can also straighten out that bottom leg and lengthen it. And you'll notice when that happens, your low back automatically wants to lift up. It's okay if it's up a little bit, but I want you to think about the hip flexor stretch on the left leg. Okay, let me get my timer started. We're going to hold this 90 seconds. Now, during that 90 seconds, you can add some different positions. Maybe you'd like to take the leg across a little bit for the IT band. Or you can also open it out the other way to get your inner thigh. Do any combination of those. So you've got 90 seconds to really work on any stretch here that your body needs. And if your low back starts talking to you, then just rebend the bottom knee, and that's going to help with that and allow your pelvis to tilt a little bit and release tension in the spine. We have about 30 seconds on this leg. Maybe close your eyes and really focus on your breathing for the last few seconds. And one more breath. All right, let's release that yoga strap. Just bend that knee, set your foot on the floor, and then we'll do level 1. Press the low back down into the sponge. Level 1 is to slide your leg forward and then set your foot back down on the mat. Level 2, we take the leg forward, up, and bend the knee. Forward, up, and bend. I think I had a little guest come into the room. All right, 2 more. And 1 more. And then the leg is up for our stretch. Okay, yoga strap works best for me so I can get my leg nice and straight. Okay, now make a decision. Do you want to keep your right foot on the floor or you want to try sliding it out? This has been a journey for me after the hip replacements to be able to do this with the bottom leg. It really hasn't been able to for months now, and I'm finally getting to where I can do it for a bit. Okay, we're in there for 90 seconds. We can come across for IT band. Oh, goodness. We can bring it out for the adductor. And it doesn't have to look the same on this leg. I just want you to Allow your body to choose what it needs in this moment. Maybe close your eyes, come inside. Mindful stretching, mindful flexibility. Just over 30 seconds. Maybe about 2 to 3 more breaths, depending on the length. All right, let's release that and relax. Okay, it's time for our blanket roll. So what we want to do is put this blanket sideways on your mat horizontally, and I want it just below the wingtips of your shoulder blades. Your arms will be on the upper side of that blanket. So this is going to lift up the thoracic spine, the rib cage, and we can come into cactus arms. That's a nice stretch here. Goalpost arms or arms out like a T. And I would say if you're feeling any tension in your lower back, you can bring your feet up on a chair or just keep your feet on the floor. But some other options would be to let your feet come together, soles of your feet, and allow your knees to open into that butterfly. Or we can extend the legs all the way out, straight, maybe with your feet slightly separated, your toes turned out, more like a regular Shavasana position. So as you're taking some time to explore that and discover what feels great, let's get my timer started. And we are here for 2 minutes. If you're watching later on YouTube, if you want it longer than that, you can just pause it now. And during that 2 minutes, just explore the positions of your body that you'd like. I really do like this Baddha Konasana, the bound angle, but I feel like I can't stay here very long because of the hip replacement. So I'm just going to maybe stay here 30 seconds and try something else. And then just really bring your awareness back to your breath. And when you breathe, I want you to fill this area of your rib cage deeply with air. So it's almost like you're lifting the ribs up higher toward the ceiling as you breathe in. Now, if the blanket's not feeling comfortable or if it's feeling like it's a little too thick, it's lifting your rib cage up too high, you can unroll it a little bit to make it a little flatter. Or you can also put something underneath your hips like another blanket, and that will make it a little less severe. Let's see how we're doing on the clock. We've got 30 seconds. Just a couple more breaths. And then if your knees are open, we'll close them back together. And then there's various ways we can come up from this. I'm going to roll over onto my side carefully and press myself up. Maybe you're able to roll directly up off that blanket roll. Then we'll come to a seated position for turtle pose. And I want to use this blanket roll right underneath the legs here. We're going to open the legs out into a comfortable position, and the blanket roll goes right underneath your knees. So this allows them to be bent but to be supported. So the turtle goes into his shell. So what I want you to do is duck your chin, roll down chin to chest, and open up your back body and stretch forward. And then, starting from the base of your spine, roll up, and your head comes up last. So this is a C curve. It's like a little turtle shell. It's not a flat back. So we drop our chin, start to roll down, creating that little C curve. Put your head in the sand. Roll up from the base and come up. Turn your head to the right. Turn your whole body to the right. So now you have the right hand outside of the leg, the left hand in. And we're going to curl down into the shell. So drop the chin to chest, roll down. And I want you to feel this stretch is more on the left side of your spine. Then roll up. Face back to the center line. Look over the left shoulder just with the head. Then turn the rest of your spine. That brings the left hand out, the right hand in. Tuck your chin. Make your turtle shell. Try to keep your right sitting bone down. I say that because I just felt mine lift up and I knew that was wrong. Or not that it was wrong, but not fully beneficial. All right, start to restack the spine. Come back to the center. We're going to go down the middle one more time. Now, in a traditional turtle pose, I'm going to slide this out for a second. The arms come in here. So I'm going to just give it a little quick demonstration. So we'll tuck our chin, roll down, and then the arms slide underneath the legs. And we breathe. Then restack that spine, rolling up. And coming back to neutral. Okay, we can leave our little blanket here. Tip the head to the right, stretching out the neck. Right hand can reach across and just give yourself a little massage through the upper back and neck. You can turn your head down, creating a little bit of a twist in that neck position. Good, and come up and tilt the head to the left. Oh, that's tight. Opposite hand can come across or give yourself a little bit of a massage. Maybe turn